Hello and welcome to Global Racing Esports Network. I'm your host Mike Lester up here in the booth tonight. Going to call us a really good race tonight. We got 17 no, yeah, we got 17 drivers that's going to battle here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway here at Charlotte, North Carolina. A couple weeks late, but we're here. I'm joined up to the booth tonight by Eddie Sproles. He's going to be up here helping me tonight, and he's going to be also doing race control. So he's got double duty tonight. Eddie Sproles, man, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
Oh, after a full day of work, the most thing I look forward to is coming home and doing a couple hours of broadcasting for these for the global racing series here, man. Charlotte, man, it's a very fun track. It's a very fast track. It's got one of the most trickiest tri ovals, uh, in my opinion, on that front stretch coming to the start finish line. It's so fast. You get such a run coming off of turn four going into that uh, tri-oval that it's really scary, especially if you got a car beside you at that moment.
Exactly.
We're watching some practice here. We're watching David Holsey, currently third quickest on the speed charts. But speed in practice means a lot, but it doesn't mean that much when it comes to race time. You can be as fast as you want for one lap at practice, but it all depends on what kind of setup that you're running, how many green flags you're going to run. I think we're going to run a lot of green flag racing here tonight. We've seen it week in, week out with these Xfinity drivers here at Global. That they put on some good shows and some good long green flag runs. So I'm looking to see those long green runs tonight as well.
Oh yeah, should be some long runs tonight.
Uh, we got some familiar faces. You see, we're looking here, we're watching Jason Schilling, uh, last week's winner at Iowa, and what a friggin' finish that was last week. You couldn't ask for a better finish uh, out of these drivers. Jason Schilling coming away with the win, his first race win in global. So that was a big race. Not only that, it came from his home track. So I know he was excited about winning there at Iowa.
Exactly. He he was a little happy about it.
Definitely. Okay, let me go. Let me put it back over here on the race so y'all can see. We got 7 seconds left in practice. The Hayes brothers up there on the first two on the speed chart. You got Mike Hayes up there in first, Stephen Hayes in second. David Holsey, like I said earlier, was third place on the speed charts. But here in a couple seconds, we're going to start gridding, or not start gridding. We're going to start qualifying. We're going to see who actually is the fastest out there. We're just waiting on. We got William Brown coming out. Looks like he's going to come out first. Stephen Hayes is out there. They're gonna. Some guys might be holding back, trying to let that track get a little bit cooler before they come out. Maybe down a degree, which will give you a little bit more traction going around this turn. You can go a little bit faster on that cooler track. But right now, William Brown is wasting no time. He's going to get out there and he's going to put down his qualifying lap, just taking the green flag for his first lap. We're going to follow William Brown in that anybody knows sponsored car. As we see William Brown coming out of that turn four that we talked earlier about, you get such a run coming out of that four that you just shoot through that tri-oval. So far, he currently the fastest out there with 30.44. Not bad for a first lap. You can try to better his second lap. Stephen Hayes with a 30.79 on his first lap. 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 30.79 on his So I think it's a couple different kind of strategies we're looking out there, Eddie. Of like a lot of people like to take it easy on that first lap and make that money lap their second lap. Wayne Brown just finishing up his second lap, and he's going to still have a 30.44. Michael Thorpe with a 30.57, currently sitting there in second place. Follow Thorpe around for his second lap. See if he can get better than the 30.44 that Wayne Brown has put up.
Blazer.
And he is unable to.
Oh,
Michael
Thorpe. Chilling.
Yeah, Thorpe jumps up there with a top time,
Schilling.
30.31. Now Jason Schilling showing in second with a 30.42. Dale Brooks looks like he's gonna qualify fourth with a 30.44, and you can throw a blanket under the over the first six drivers. They're all within a tenth of a second of each other. Oh, Michael Hayes jumps up to second. Oh. Michael Hayes is going to be shown qualifying second. Got Steve Gerber out there. See where Steve Gerber. Looks like Steve Gerber is going to qualify ninth. Jeffrey Weimer is now out there.
Yeah, he hadn't even put in the lap yet, so he's still got two.
Right. And that's one of the bad things about.
Well, his first one wasn't too good. See what his second one is.
Okay, I'm getting a message from William Brown saying run TR Updater on your computer real fast. What is TR Updater? Or TP Updater? I don't know. Is it toilet paper updater, Wayne Brown? I'm unsure. Jeffrey Weimer with the seventh quickest lap so far on his. I guess that is going to be his one and done kind of lap. It looks like he's coming to a halt here. Oh wait a minute! I think he meant maybe it means trading paints update.
Oh yeah.
Let's give that a shot here, because I really would like to see the. Let me put that on a. Okay, so that's what we're gonna get to watch some scenic until these guys go green. But in the meantime, I will bring up my trading paints and see if I can get that fixed. He's the only paint scheme out there that I'm having trouble with. Like I see everybody else's paint scheme just fine, but for his. Oh shoot! Now we're gonna have there we go. We're gonna have to hit update there real quick. Gonna give everybody a showing there. All right, gridding up process. Let's start gridding up, and we're gonna read the grid off. We got Michael Thorpe is going to be the pole setter for tonight. Also, Michael Thorpe is our points leader, so that's a very good start for him. We got Michael Hayes on the outside pole, Jason Schilling third, Wayne Brown fourth. Fifth is going to go to Dale Brooks. Justin LeBlanc is sixth. Seventh is Jeffrey Weimer. Eighth is Don Blazer. Ninth is going to go to Stephen Hayes. 10th is Steve Gerber. 11th is going to go to Dave Halsey. 12th is Austin McGill. Donnie Honeycutt's 13th. DJ Honeycutt is 14th. 15th is going to go to Ricky Hudgens. 16th, the one and only, the man that's usually up here in my position while I'm down there in his position, Brian Britt, is going to start 16th. Chuck Cobb is going to start 17th. And that's going to be your field for tonight. So I hit it real quick. Let's go up here. Nope, Wayne Brown is still being shown in that mystery machine. Want to welcome everybody in from YouTube. Also, everybody in from Twitch. Glad y'all could join us, and definitely want to hear from y'all tonight. If y'all have a favorite driver out there, y'all think you know who's going to win, uh, let us know. And if you're right with your picks, that pick is going to come to your house and do a little strip pole dance for you. Promise you.
Which cars Williams Brown's supposed to be in? Right now it shows him in a Razor.
Yeah, yeah. For me, mine it's Razor, but for mine it just shows up
Okay.
kind of like a black and 27. So I do apologize to William Brown. Again, wasn't able to get his paint. For some reason, I can't get his paint scheme. Everybody else's paint scheme is just fine. I think he has something to do with his training paints, like he has a custom number or something like that, and I cannot get that car to show up no matter what.
Because I got him black and gray, so same thing on mine.
But here we go. We are at pace speed around this track. One good time. Pace car lights are out, so these guys are going to do one lap under pace, and then we are going to go green flag race. And Michael Thorpe's going to lead Michael Hayes, Jason Schilling, and William Brown down to the start finish line. As soon as he sees that green, now these guys, now iRacing has brought in up restarts zone, so now these guys have a certain area where they have to start on the restarts. Initial start is always going to be on green now, regardless of what rules you have. So it's going to make it more interesting on these restarts. Hopefully we don't have a lot of restarts, but if we do, they're going to be interesting.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. Michael Hayes on that outside with Michael Thorpe on the inside. Good jump by Michael Thorpe getting out in front of Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes tucking in behind him. You got William Brown now putting the moves on Jason Schilling for that third spot. Is able to get around the 95. Last week's winner. Now you see right behind them, Dale Brooks, Jeff Weimer battling for that fifth position. It's good to see Jeff Weimer out there up in the top 5 or top 6. He's had such a interesting season so far. So let's see if hopefully he can hold up and stay up there in the front tonight. See Justin LeBlanc right there behind him. But back up front, Michael Thorpe, Michael Hayes, Jason Schilling getting around William Brown, and Dale Brooks trying to get around Jason Schilling. Remember last week, Dale Brooks led a lot of that Iowa race. Got caught coming in the pits when a caution came out. Got to put him a lap down. Got his lap back from the lucky dog, and just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Got caught up in a wreck. Michael Thorpe back here, or sorry, not back here, up front, pulling just a little bit away from Michael Hayes in that 99.
Left of them are pulling away from the rest of the pack, though.
Right now, Michael Thorpe and Michael Hayes both mirroring each other on speed. So these guys are kind of hooked up and decided that they want to pull away from the rest of this field and do their battling a little bit later on in the race. As we see back there is the third place, Jason Schilling, with now fourth place, Dale Brooks, and fifth place, Jeffrey Weimer, right there behind him. As you see the 13th of Stephen Hayes behind Jeff Weimer in sixth place. Looks like the first 7 cars with Austin McGill are now in line with each other. Justin LeBlanc, I think everybody's done got in line. Everybody's decided they just want to get some laps under the belt. It's 137 laps, 3 laps more than what we did in the trucks on Sunday, just because I want to be interesting.
Well, Brown is dropping back big time.
Oh yeah, he qualified in 4th place. I don't know, did he maybe hit the wall or something, but he is falling back all the way back to the 13th spot. Now being under fire from Chuck Cobb. Our man that's down on the track, not in the booth, Brian Britt, back there in 15th place. It's a pretty interesting paint scheme he got on that number 15. Ooh, he goes up and just touches that outside wall just the slightest bit, but not a lot of damage. But his car is not handling the way he wants it to be handling right now. Donnie Honeycutt and DJ Honeycutt back here in the back in 16th and 17th place. We're not used to seeing DJ that far back. Right now, the battle for first heating up. You got the 99 right on top of the 34. Michael Hayes looking to the outside. See if he can get a run on the extra side. Crosses him over. Thorpe goes up and closes the door. Michael Hayes comes down.
Battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Dale Brooks now being showed as the 3rd place. Jason Schilling up on top side. Jeff Weimer down there on the low side, trying to take the 4th place away from Weimer, or not Weimer, but Schilling. Schilling's falling back now behind Stephen Hayes. All the while, these two guys are just breaking away from the rest of his pack. But I think Michael Hayes he wants to get around Thorpe. Thorpe not making it easy for him. Now Hayes gets position on him. Thorpe comes down and keeps him down on that low side. And it's really hard if you don't get that run off of the corners where you can go back to the high side. As you see Michael Thorpe come across the grass a little bit there. That's always gotten a little bit dangerous. I think they said they did something with that grass where it's not as dangerous as it used to be.
Yeah, they moved some of it.
Dale Brooks being shown in 3rd position with Stephen Hayes in 4th position. Jason Schilling, he's fallen back to 11th position. He said before the race that he did not like this race and was wishing that we were doing Chicagoland. But unfortunately, we are racing Charlotte. Was not able to race Charlotte when it came out because of the Memorial Day weekend. See Steve Gerber there in 8th position, right in front of Justin LeBlanc and Ricky Hudgens. Back up front, Michael Thorpe continues to lead Michael Hayes. With they've built up about a 1.5 gap over the 3rd place of Dale Brooks. So, little bit of everything being represented up there in the top 3. You got Michael Thorpe from Dirty South Racing. You got Michael Hayes from the Lazy Lizard crew over there. And Dale Brooks from Blazing Fools Racing. You see, you'd have to go back to William Brown back there in the 14th position to find the first William Brown Motorsports guy. Very rare to see William Brown Motorsports being that far back. They're usually up there in the midst of the top 5 as well.
Got a battle between Ricky Hudgens and Steve Gerber right now.
Back here, you see them side by side, the 21 and the 8, and right there in front of them too. It looks like Austin McGill and Dave Halsey also having a battle right there. Looks like Dave Halsey or Austin McGill getting the better of it. Look like Ricky Hudgens is going to get the advantage over of Steve Gerber there. And those are two Dirty South Motorsports guys right there racing for 7th and or 8th and 9th place. Jeffrey Weimer falling back a little bit back to the 7th place where he started the race from. Right now, the biggest movers so far is that 21 car of Ricky Hudgens. Back up front, Michael Thorpe holds off Michael Hayes' charge. Now starts to pull away from Hayes. Stephen Hayes now being shown in the 3rd place, getting around Dale Brooks for 3rd position. Looks like back here in the back, Chuck Cobb, Don Blazer back here racing each other for 11th and 12th place. Chuck Cobb, six positions from where he started from back in the back. As you see, Don Blazer giving him a crossover. Some good racing all the way around the field. See Jeff Weimer. I apologize. Got a little bit of a little hiccups going on here. See Jeff Weimer under fire from Steve Gerber, losing another position to him.
Yeah, Weimer's getting a little loose.
Back up front, Michael Hayes and Michael Thorpe. It's been the Mike and Mike show here.
Yeah, Stephen Hayes took over 3rd from Brooks.
Yep. Well, at the line, we're gonna see who's the fastest on the track so far. So far, it looks like Michael Thorpe out of the top 5 is the quickest. I guess that's why he's leading the race right now.
But Ricky Hudgens is on the tear on the way up there.
Yeah, Ricky Hudgens in that number 7 position, up 8 positions so far. He's setting his sights now on Austin McGill. See if he can get that 9th position. So far, 23 laps. Oh, Ricky, hold on to it. No, Ricky. Oh, man.
Caution. Alright, save your stuff, save a little fuel.
Man, I was hoping he could have saved it, but he takes out Steve Gerber and looks like it was Justin LeBlanc also gets caught up in that as well. Let's go back and ride with. Let's go back here and we happen to see it like right as it happened. Like that. You see. And this is that trick, that triangle that we were talking about. He loses it coming in that tri-oval, goes across the grass, cuts up right in front of Gerber. Gerb gets hit and then comes up and hits the LeBlanc. Man, that let's look at it through Steve Gerb's view of it here. see if we can find Steve Gerber. Steve Gerber. Let's go back here one more time, and we're gonna look at through his cockpit and see what he sees here. I had to back it up because it never showed me. So you see Ricky just mowing the grass there and comes up and hits the wall hard, and then Steve Gerber hits him real hard. Man, that's just terrible. I mean, that's just I hate it for all the parties involved there. I know that's not the way Ricky Hudgens wanted to end his race, and that's not the way he didn't want to end Gerb's race. It was Justin LeBlanc there. I don't know how much damage he took in that. Like that, we'll see how he does and see if he can get back out there and race with the guys. But Michael Thorpe wins the race off of pit road. Michael Hayes second, Stephen Hayes third, Dale Brooks fourth. So there's no change in the top four. Dave Halsey is the new fifth place guy, and Jeffrey Weimer getting his positions back and getting back up in sixth positions. What happened? Jason Schilling is in the pit road, so he might have got some damage before then.
Yeah, I got a little piece of it.
Justin LeBlanc is back on track, so I don't know how much damage that he suffered from that, but we'll have to keep an eye on the 85. And Jason Schilling, what did he get involved in that too?
I'm trying to watch it now. I don't think he did. He might have hit the wall earlier or something.
Yeah, I think he hit the wall earlier because it's not showing that he was anywhere around that. So. But it's showing he stayed in the pits a little too long and got put a lap down. But I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with that right now. You just race back there, and if a caution does come out, you get that lucky dog. Steve Gerber, Ricky Hudgens still in pit road, so a considerable amount of damage done to those two cars, and that's bad. It sucks because those are two Dirty South guys. So one accident takes out two of your drivers is just not a good night. Even though they got their main guy there, the points leader, Michael Thorpe from Dirty South. He's up there in the lead, but I think David Halsey. I think he's another Dirty South guy. So they still got a couple guys up there representing them.
Yes, he is. LeBlanc, he just got some damage on his right front fender.
So Austin McGill is the other Dirty South. So you got Austin McGill and Michael Thorpe still in there for Dirty South. Justin LeBlanc coming back down. You get some more damage repaired on that 85 Chevrolet there. And I do believe I think the Lazy Liz, I think we might switch our cars to Ford because there's nothing but Chevy out there. So we got to bring some other makes into this Xfinity League here. Looks like they are double file, and we are fixing to go back to Green Flag Racing. On lap 28, I think 25 laps, no cautions, and then Ricky loses just the. It's so hard to come back on that track. Like after you go across the grass like that, it's really hard to come back on that track.
Oh yeah.
Safely. And usually when you come back on that track, you usually see what we just saw. And if it was just Ricky, he'd probably feel okay. Like, all right, I screwed up my own car, but he probably feels bad because he took out one of his drivers or any driver.
Green
So
flag.
green flag back in the up. Sorry, green flag back waving. 34 gets a big jump from the field here as Stephen Hayes and Mike Hayes battling for second place. See Justin LeBlanc down there on the low side getting out of all these guys' way, just coming back on the pit road. He will go down a lap. So Justin LeBlanc, Jason Schilling, Steve Gerber will be Justin LeBlanc and Jason Schilling will be racing for that lucky dog. You see Stephen Hayes now getting around Michael Hayes for that second position, but now Michael Hayes getting back around Stephen. Dale Brooks getting around David Holsey for that fourth place. Oh, Chuck Cobb making his appearance up there in the top 10, sitting there in 8th position, right there behind Austin McGill. Oh, you see Austin McGill get a little check up a little bit, and 81's got to maneuver a little bit. So does the 23. Everybody stays off of each other. Chuck Cobb sitting there in 8th position, up 9 positions. So after Ricky's bad luck continues, Chuck Cobb takes over the biggest mover so far. Back up front, Michael Thorpe's lead evaporates. Mike Hayes right there at his bumper once again. And the first set of rounds, these guys were doing exactly what you're seeing here. But Mike Hayes says he's not going to wait any longer. He's going to try to make this pass early while his tires are still fresh. It looks like he's got the advantage coming out of turn 3, going into the tri-oval. Mike Hayes, the new leader of the race. Thorpe not going anywhere, not making it easy. But there you go. Now is Thorpe going to do a slide? Nope. He thinks better of it and gets back behind Michael Hayes. Now tries to do the crossover going down the back stretch. Heated battle up here for the lead. Door to door, Mike Hayes, Michael Thorpe battling for that number 1 position. Nobody having a clear-cut advantage until now. Now Mike Hayes gets back around him, but Thorpe still drives it down into that corner. You know. And Thorpe is a very competitive guy. He wants to lead every lap that he possibly can. As you see him getting down on that grass. Now gets a slight advantage. But here comes Hayes back up top. I love to go show you the rest of the race, but this is the most exciting battle. Ooh, Thorpe gonna get a little tight and come up and make contact, but saves the car. Thorpe got a little tight, and there was no room for a tight car to be. They go up there and touch just a little bit. Got Thorpe a little bit offset and had to come out of the throttle a little bit, but he saves it. Good job of saving it, and he continues on the battle for the lead once again. Ricky Hudgens getting back on the track, which is good. Oh, Thorpe just... It always scares me when they go down there and get on that grass. Like I remember racing Charlotte when that was really dangerous. Touching that grass would throw your car all sorts of ways. Brian Britt looks like something was up with his maybe another car that I saw. Sure, Brian Britt back here in 12th spot. And the battle for the lead is
Oh, pretty good battle up here.
yeah, still pretty good battle. Eddie, I got some feedback coming from you.
You getting feedback?
Yes, sir, I'm getting feedback. Oh, that sounds better right there. But as we got Michael Thorpe and Michael Hayes up front, only two leaders of tonight's race is right there. Stephen Hayes being showed in third place. Dale Brooks back there in fourth. And tonight's race is the Stars and Stripes at Charlotte, 137. So you see Dale Brooks now being under fire from that 57 of Dave Halsey. And I would just love to see Dave Halsey. I mean, he's had such bad luck. He's always a front runner. He always goes up the front. So either his internet conks out on him or he gets involved in somebody else's mess. I mean, he's had a couple of good races this year. He's had a couple of top fives, but man, I just hate to see how good of an effort that he puts in for the bad results that come out. And always hoping Mr. Halsey has a really good race every time he gets on this track. As you see him back here, about to challenge Dale Brooks for that fourth place. Chuck Cobb up 10 spots, up to 7. He is moving through this field. Just getting around his buddy there, Jeffrey Weimer, which is going to open the door for DJ Honeycutt to try to make a move on Jeff Weimer. I think Jeff Weimer has a fast car for a couple of laps, and then the car just goes away. I don't think he likes these long runs here because it doesn't look like his car just wants to do what it needs to be doing. Ooh, back here we got a back battle for the lead once again. Michael Thorpe, Michael Hayes. Like Thorpe's going to have the advantage coming off of turn 4. Going into the tri-oval. Thorpe leads by a bumper. And all this racing has allowed the 13 of Stephen Hayes to get right back into the picture.
Just have Cobb take another spot.
Yep, Chuck Cobb up 11 spots. And, I mean, Ricky Hudgens jumping to the pit, so I guess his car was not acting the way he wanted it to, and he takes it back to the pit road. He came out and tried to make a go out of it, but doesn't want to be an end mark or a bookmark or whatever they call them things. So he's going to take it back to the garage and probably going to call it a day. But Chuck Cobb up 11 spots to number 6.
Yeah. DJ Honeycutt moving up there too.
Right now we got a battle for the second position. Stephen Hayes trying to make it around his Lazy Lizard teammate Michael Hayes. And the whole time
Austin
now.
McGill just got loose.
Austin McGill
He saved
falling,
it.
yeah, he saved it, but he's falling back, back to 11th. As you said earlier, DJ Honeycutt, he's up 7 positions, right there in 7th place behind Chuck Cobb. So Chuck Cobb and DJ Honeycutt making their way through this field. Back up top, Michael Thorpe now being challenged by Stephen Hayes in that 13. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Everybody out there in YouTube, appreciate y'all coming around and supporting these guys and supporting the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe and put a comment down. Let us know how we can make this channel better. And as we're talking about that, the racing getting better by the moment, because we're going to have another race for the lead. Michael Thorpe, Stephen Hayes putting on a show out there tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let them know what y'all think, man. These guys are putting on a really good show. As you see Thorpe come down just a little bit trying to throw that block on Hayes, but Hayes is there. Stephen Hayes taking the high side, trying to get that extra. Oh, Thorpe coming up, and that was a close one there, but everybody is good to go. Stephen Hayes going to reset and try it again. Lap 50 in the books. Lap 51 these guys are on now. What a great race by these 3 men. And here comes Dale Brooks. He said, don't forget about me, guys. I'm going to get up here and get involved in this too. You know, Dale Brooks comes in every week, has a fast car, very fast driver. Oh, wow, that's some tight racing, but it's going to be Stephen Hayes by a hair. Stephen Hayes is going to get the advantage going into turn 1 and 2. Oh, what a little slide up there in front of Thorpe. Wow. What some great racing going on up here in the top 3, the top 4 positions.
Got Brooks coming up here.
Dale Brooks now putting the heat on Michael Hayes in that 99. David Holsey not too far behind that. So it looks like Stephen Hayes and Dale Brooks have the long distance setups on their car tonight. You see Stephen Hayes now pulling away from Thorpe. Thorpe doing all he could to keep Stephen behind him. Stephen was able to get around. As we're giving, let's go, since it's kind of played out here up front for now. Let's go back through the field. You see Michael Hayes and Dale Brooks right there, 3rd and 4th, right behind them. David Holsey, DJ Honeycutt pulls up and has gotten around. Chuck Cobb has lost a couple of positions since we last seen him. But DJ Honeycutt now in 6th position. William Brown is 7th. Chuck Cobb, who was on a tear just a moment ago, is falling back to the 8th position. Still a good run for Chuck, up 9 positions. Don Blazer in that 23 been kind of quiet tonight. He's back there in the 9th position. Jeffrey Weimer's been up, he's been down, he's been up, he's been down. Right now he's back there in the 10th position. Brian Britt on his global racing debut. This man has been broadcasting for us for 4 seasons or 3.5 seasons over there in the Global Truck Series. This is his first ever global racing race. So there you go. We got Brian Britt. He's sitting there in the 11th position. Donnie Honeycutt is 12th. Jason Schilling is 13th. That's your lead lap cars for tonight's race. So how do you think the race has been going so far, Mr. Eddie?
Oh, it's been a long, well, really one caution, but they've been racing really pretty good out here tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely some good racing going on here. You got the 13 of Stephen Hayes now pulling away from the rest of the pack. Dale Brooks now being taken over the 3rd position away from Mike Hayes. And now he sets his sights on Michael Thorpe. Right now currently sitting 2 seconds behind the leader, Stephen Hayes. So while we got a minute, let's go ahead and do a crank it up series or section or like that. And I promise this time it will not be that long, Kenny. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and our pole setter now being shown back in the 4th position. So all that racing that he did up front with Michael Hayes and Stephen Hayes, his tires have given out on him, and he is currently sitting in 4th position. David Holden is now tracking him down. Now the gap between Stephen Hayes and Dale Brooks is working its way up to 2.3 seconds. But Dale Brooks is matching Stephen Hayes' time on the track. Only looks like 8/100ths of a second difference between Stephen Hayes and Dale Brooks. Back in 3rd position. Now trying to chase down Dale Brooks. A little bit quicker than Dale Brooks is. But all 3 guys are pretty much matched in speed around this track. flying by. You see the gap between Michael Hayes and Dale Brooks. William Brown still chugging along. He's back here in 7th position, so wherever he was ailing that car in the beginning, he seemed to fix it. Except for his paint scheme. Still putting that on him. Did I turn down? I bet you I didn't turn down the desktop audio, did I? Nope, it's still going up crazy. I apologize about that. That must have been, they must not have been able to hear us. So I do apologize for that. I forgot to turn the desktop audio down. But here we go. We're right back at it here. And let me bring up the race information so y'all can see everything. See, you see Dale Brooks 2.8 seconds behind our leader, Stephen Hayes. Let's see, go back here and see if we can find some any racing back here. See Brian Britt and the 12 of DJ or Donnie Honeycutt. $68 laps. I mean, we're over halfway done with this race. As you see, Brian Britt now closing in on Jeffrey Weimer. Oh, Michael Thorpe went into pits and is came back on the track. As you see him getting around the slower car of Jason Schilling.
And these guys should be taking their pits by now.
Well, you don't want to stay, especially with a driver like Michael Thorpe, you do not want to stay on the track and let him get all that laps down with fresher tires, because he's going to end up coming back and getting you. You see Steve Gerber now behind Stephen Hayes. You see Steve Gerber trying to get one of his laps back from Stephen Hayes. Stephen just lets him go, which is a smart thing, and he's got fresher tires than me. He's not full position. I'm going to let him go. Dale Brooks back here. I think all these guys are just cruising around right now. Oh, you see Mike Hayes getting a little loose coming off of turn 2. Dave Holsey, everything's pretty much spread out now in the top 5. William Brown 6th and 7th. Chuck Cobb back up to 7th position, but I think that had a lot to do with people pitting in. Brian Britt gets around Jeffrey Weimer for the 8th position. Jeff Weimer now looks like he's going to come down pit road. Yep, Jeff Weimer comes to the attention of his crew. How long are these guys going to... How long is Stephen Hayes and Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes, how long are they going to stay out on those older tires?
Brian Britt.
What about Brian Britt?
Laser just gave him a love tap.
See Brian Britt sitting there in the 8th position. Donnie Honeycutt right there behind him. Michael Thorpe with those fresh tires just coming around Dave Holsey. Stephen Hayes just continuing to lead, continuing to stay out there. Chuck Cobb is now entering pit road. Already at his pit box getting his service done on his 81 Chevrolet White Buffalo. I also need to give a big shout out to our sponsors, which I need to get their emblems sent up here. But big shout out to Butt Kicker, who's continuing to be with us for the season. Thank you for sponsoring our league. And everybody, if you're listening to this, I don't have a code, but as soon as we get a code, we'll put it out there. And want to thank Butt Kicker for coming along this season with us. I look forward to having a lasting relationship with you guys. As you see, Jeff Weimer now going to get his lap back from Stephen Hayes. And Stephen just doing the right thing, just letting them go on by, knowing the guy's faster. He's got a 3-second lead over Dale Brooks, but how much of a lead will he have, or how far will he be behind Michael Thorpe? Now, Michael Thorpe is using up his tires big time as these guys go around this track. So by the time Stephen Hayes, Dale Brooks, and Mike Hayes do pit and get those fresh tires, Thorpe will have a good-sized lead over these guys. I'm not sure if they might be trying to do one on one pit stop. I'm not too sure. I wish I had my pit road reporter to answer some of these questions, but Kenny has not been able to make it tonight, so. As we look at Dale Brooks and that 32 Chevrolet, Blazing Fools driver right there.
Comes Thorpe up to Stephen Hayes. He's getting up there quick.
Yeah, he's.
Here he comes.
Okay. Stephen Hayes again lets him go on by. Knows he's faster. That's the right thing to do. Michael Thorpe, that last time by, 31.40 compared to Stephen Hayes' 32.82. So almost a second and a half quicker than Stephen Hayes. And I mean, you don't fight that. You let him go on by. Stephen Hayes still got to come down and do his pit stop, as well as Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes. So these guys are losing a lot of time to Mr. Thorpe, but they got so much time left that they'll end up getting it back, and Thorpe's tires will be half used by the time these guys get their tires. And everybody's just hoping for a caution right now, just so they can get this done under a yellow flag conditions. Dale Brooks has fallen back to 3.6 seconds behind our leader, Stephen Hayes. Michael Hayes, 4.8 seconds behind Stephen Hayes. So everything's pretty much stretched out here. We've got William Brown, DJ Honeycutt, Donnie Honeycutt right there in the same vicinity of each other. Sorry, no, not the same vicinity of each other. Donnie's 12 seconds behind DJ, so. Brian Britt now coming to his pit box. Or just coming out of his, I'm sorry. Nope, coming into his. Why is Chuck Cobb still out? What's wrong? What's up with Chuck Cobb? Did we miss something?
Oh no,
He's been in pits for 5 minutes.
I just saw he was 5 minutes in the pits,
Yeah.
10 laps down.
Oh, here we go. Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes coming down pit road. Now, is this going to be a call to Stephen Hayes? Say, hey, okay, I have to come down pit road now, or that 4-second lead that I built up on Dale Brooks is going to go away with him being on fresh tires. So we'll see here in a couple of laps if Stephen Hayes. Nope, Stephen Hayes is going to come around pit road one more time at least. Michael Thorpe already passing Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes to take over those positions.
Brooks coming out of the pits now.
David Halsey, DJ Honeycutt coming down pit road. Michael Thorpe coming around to take the positions away from them. Now here's our leader, Stephen Hayes. Going to make his way down the pit road. Wayne Brown is going to assume the lead. Nope, Wayne Brown's going to come down pit road as well. Oh, I don't know if I think William Brown might have got a speeding penalty. I see Stephen Hayes come and get. Here you go. Michael Thorpe now taking the lead back over from Stephen Hayes. And all that time that Stephen Hayes stayed out on the track, he's coming back out now, but all that time that Stephen Hayes did, all gone now. He's now 15, 16, about 16 and a half, 17 seconds. By all said and done, he's going to have like an 18-second gap. There you go. Dale Brooks now taking over his second spot away from Stephen Hayes. I think Stephen Hayes probably did not have a good stop because that 5-second, 6-second gap he had on these guys is all gone now. William Brown back on track, so he might have got down under the speed limit, but it looked like he was coming in really hot. As you see, he's going to try to get his lap back from Michael Thorpe. Now Michael Thorpe, he's the guy with older tires. As you see, DJ Honeycutt battling with teammate William Brown there. DJ Honeycutt getting his lap back. Now William Brown trying to do the same. Dale Brooks back 14 seconds behind our leader, Michael Thorpe. You see Stephen Hayes and Mike Hayes are back there in third and fourth position. Lap 90 of 137. One yellow flag caution. Oh, Thorpe's coming back down pit road. Wow, that's very interesting right there. Our leader. Let's see. Let's bring up this pit strategy for Thorpe.
Let's see who's going to be short on fuel.
He did his first. I guess he was going to be short. He stopped at 43. That just doesn't. I mean, that's just. I don't know. That just doesn't make any sense to me right now. But I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's a really good racer, and I think the strategy wise might not be paying off for him tonight, but that's going to give the lead over to Dale Brooks, who's got a 2.5-second lead over Stephen Hayes. Mike Hayes, another almost second behind him. Luckily for Thorpe, he does not go a lap down. He's back there in the 9th position. Now the only question is can Stephen Hayes and Mike Hayes and Dave Halsey overcome this 2.5-second gap? Now David Halsey is 13 seconds behind our leader. You see back here Jeffrey Weimer back here battling with Don Blazer. I wonder if he made some adjustments on that car to give him a little bit of a more longer run car. Right now he just takes over the 6th position away from Don Blazer. Back up front, Dale Brooks continuing to lead. Wayne Brown back here. Wayne Brown's now looking underneath Don Blazer. We're going to try to take over that 7th position away from Don. And he's going to try to set his sights on that 73 of Jeffrey Weimer. Jeffrey Weimer slaps the wall as soon as I put the camera on him. Let's see, I don't know how much. I don't think it might not done very much damage. But you can see William Brown with those fresher tires getting around Jeff. So right now at the line, the first 3 guys are mirroring each other's speeds. So nobody is going anywhere. Nobody is getting away. Nobody's getting close. We'll see. Stephen Hayes had that longer run setup as well as Dale Brooks did, but I think Stephen Hayes was just a little bit better at the end as he was pulling away. Now we'll see if that continues to happen. Right now, Dale Brooks is comfortably sitting in the lead with a 2.3 second gap over Stephen Hayes. It's been really exciting tonight, huh, Eddie?
Oh, yeah. Long runs.
Oh, Michael Thorpe coming around Don Blazer with some quickness.
It doesn't look like Stephen Hayes is breaking any time closer to Dale.
Well, they have that time by he was a 10th quicker. He's slowly gaining time, but I mean he's got plenty of time. So if these guys don't have to pit anymore and we go down to the checkered flag, I'm predicting it's going to be a really great finish between these 2 guys. I hope we have as good as a finish as we did last week at the end of that race with Michael Thorpe and Jason Schilling, with Jason Schilling prevailing. But man, that was the greatest finish that I've ever had the privilege of calling. As you see, Dale Brooks now coming up to the slow car of Steve Gerber. Gerber's just going to get out of his way, and Stephen Hayes has dropped it down to 1.6 second lead on or gap between him and Dale Brooks. So Stephen Hayes is catching Dale Brooks pretty nicely now. As you see, now he's going to catch up here to Steve Gerber. As he's going to go underneath Steve Gerber. Gerber's just going to let him go on by. So Dale Brooks and Blazing Fools Racing up front. Back here in third is the 99 of Mike Hayes in that Michael's Lazy Lizard Chevrolet. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, supporting Global Racing Esports Network. We appreciate y'all coming in week in and week out to watch these guys in Xfinity.
Got Stephen Hayes on the roll right up to Brooks. So
yep, Stephen Hayes has just killed the gap between him and Dale Brooks. Now down to a half a second. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting here in the next 5 or 6 laps between these two cars, because it's going to be it's easier to catch the back end of Dale Brooks's car than it is to get around Dale Brooks's car. So we're definitely going to watch some good racing, some head-to-head racing here in a couple of laps. Watching the nose of Stephen Hayes and looking at the backside of Dale Brooks, you can see what kind of run he gets on him going into the turn, how much he gains. Oh, Dale gets a little loose coming off of turn 2. It brings Stephen Hayes right up to the back of him. Stephen Hayes looking on the low side now. Dale Brooks going to give him the room. It's going to be Stephen Hayes by a nose. Stephen Hayes regains the lead away from the 32 of Dale Brooks. I was hoping that we're going to see a little bit more of a race, but I think that little wiggle out of 32 made him lose all of his momentum, and he had nothing to compete with, so he just chose to give Stephen Hayes the room and let him come on by. He knows there's more racing to be done with, or to have here in the so Stephen Hayes back out front. Dale Brooks back to second. Mike Hayes still sitting there in third place with Dave Holsey back here in fourth. You see Steve Gerber lap down. Steve Gerber involved in that one caution with him and Ricky Hudgens and Justin LeBlanc. Justin LeBlanc, I believe he has taken his car behind the wall and is done for the night. DJ Honeycutt out there in the top 5. Good run for DJ Honeycutt in his second Xfinity race with Global. Michael Thorpe, our pole setter, points leader, back here in 6th place. William Brown passing Brian Britt. Brian Britt now a lap down. William Brown in the 7th position. Don Blazer, down goes Blazer to 8th spot where he started from. 9th, Donnie Honeycutt. And 10th, as we've seen, Brian Britt. We have, we have 7 cars on the lead lap. And that's what happens when you have such long green flags. A lot of people get put a lap down because they don't have the caution to get everybody back together. But it's really good racing for them guys out there to do long runs like that. Wouldn't you agree, Eddie?
Oh, I agree. They can just run these long laps, spread out the field.
Yeah, it spreads out the fields, and yeah, it might be a little boring for the audience at home unless you're a big Stephen Hayes fan or even a Dale Brooks fan in that second position because he hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, he's still right there. Anything that can happen with 26 laps to go, anything can happen. I don't know what kind of pit strategies. So Stephen Hayes went 61 laps on that last set of tires and fuel, so he has enough to make it the rest of the way.
Yeah, Dale could be just sitting back there saving his tires.
That very well could be. Stephen Hayes putting down a blistering speed for the amount of tires that or laps that his tires has on at the line. Dale Brooks still not too far off of the speed of our leader. Leaders put down 32.31. That time around went 32.40. Dale Brooks put a 32.52 down there, so he's not too far off of the speed of our leaders. So anything can happen if Stephen Hayes makes a mistake or like that. Dale Brooks can be there to capitalize on it. 24 laps to go. You got Mike Hayes trying to catch up to the back of Dale Brooks to make it a 1-2 Hayes finish. I know Dale Brooks is not going to take that line down. So he's going to do everything he can to at least get that second place. If not, try to battle for that lead. Like we said, anything can happen in 23 laps.
Exactly right.
Michael Thorpe with the decision to come down pit road early. As you see Don Blazer right there in between him and DJ Honeycutt. Ooh, Don Blazer hit the wall just a little bit. Michael Thorpe with those fresher tires trying to catch up to the back of DJ Honeycutt and try to get. Now Thorpe is just trying to salvage whatever he can in this race. Led a lot of the laps early on. Chose to pit the second run a little bit earlier than everybody else and realized he couldn't go the rest of the way on that fuel and everybody else can. He had to come back in for a second time. So now he's just trying to salvage whatever he can out of this race. As you see him go a little bit sideways there, saves it. Good save by Thorpe. Still pressuring the 15 of DJ Honeycutt. DJ choosing to hold that bottom line where Thorpe is wanting to run, making it hard for Thorpe to get around the 15. Back up front, Stephen Hayes continuing. So just pull away from Dale Brooks. Gap is up to 2.5 seconds now as you see Dale Brooks getting around the slower car of Jason Schilling, who had some damage earlier in the race. Jeffrey Weimer in the pits. Oh, Jeffrey Weimer, a lot of damage on that right side. Oh, I guess Jeffrey's been in the pits for about 10 minutes now. So I apologize. Just now getting to it. But Jeffrey Weimer looks like he's going to be out of the race in 13th position. I'm getting feedback from you, Mr. Sproles. All right, now it's gone. All right, 18 laps to go. Stephen Hayes, Dale Brooks, Michael Hayes, your top three. Thorpe still back here battling to see if he can get back in the top five, trying to take that fifth spot away from DJ Honeycutt, but DJ's having no part of it. Don Blazer's going into the pits. You see Don down here in the pits getting some service done on his vehicle. And he's down and away. Don't think he could finish. I don't think he was able to make it the rest of the way on fuel, and just was hoping for a caution. With 16 laps left to go, Eddie, I mean, the race, there's 7 cars on the lead lap. As we've seen a little smoke there, I don't see where it was coming from. Michael Thorpe went off. No yellow comes out, but it looks like something happened with Thorpe. As we've seen last week, a couple times he did some self-spinning. Oh, he just self-spins. I don't know how that didn't bring out the caution, but he gets it down and gets it back underway, doesn't hit anything. I'm wondering how that was not a caution, but Thorpe trying to move up the field. Oh, you see him getting loose again. "14 laps to go."
Oh, he's loose again.
Okay, I think Mr. Thorpe needs to go get some 4 fresh tires there. We'll fix that problem, hopefully.
And it didn't make sense why the flag didn't come out then.
Huh?
It makes sense why the flag didn't come out on that.
I
guess he was off the track good enough.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte is a big track. Is one of those big tracks. Got that. It's got that. A lot of asphalt down on the on the side there, so you get down there, and when you're spinning, I don't think they're going to call the yellow for you. More smoke. Looks like he's got it back under control. Oh, all right. Thorpe needs to bring that car down. You can get some 4 fresh tires on that, because he's done burned out them tires. He's gonna crash, and next time there's gonna be somebody around him when I think those tires are burnt out.
Yeah.
9 laps to go. Hold on to it for 9 more laps there, Thorpe. See Don Blazer there with those fresh tires coming up on our leader. Gonna get one of his laps back. Stephen Hayes just lets him come on by. Dale Brooks back here in second spot. He's got a 5-second gap lead over third place Mike Hayes. He's 4 seconds behind Stephen Hayes. David Holsey running strong in that fourth position. A good run for David Holsey out there tonight. Our biggest mover tonight, DJ Honeycutt, all the way up to 5th position from his 14th starting position. So
14.
Good run from DJ Honeycutt. William Brown over there in 6th place so far, and Donnie Honeycutt being showed in 7th place. He is having a good race. Last week he had a little bit of a hard start for his Xfinity career, getting loose on one of the restarts. 6 laps to go. Stephen Hayes still out front. Dale Brooks second. Mike Hayes third. As you see, Stephen Hayes is pretty much racing all by himself out there, which is probably what he wants to be doing right now. He doesn't want anybody around him, lap cars or not. You got Dale Brooks back here. He's got some slower traffic right in front of him that he's gonna have to deal with. Everybody should be getting out of his way. As you see, Thorpe goes into the pit road very hard. It was definitely bound to happen. Those tires were just. Let's see if we can go back and watch. See what happened to Thorpe once again. I do apologize if I had to rewind it because it didn't show me. As we're going to watch as Thorpe see, he just, oh man, I hope he's okay. 3 laps to go. Stephen Hayes with a commanding lead over Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes.
Him staying out there that long helped him out, saving his tires.
Yeah, he definitely had the right strategy. Well, he didn't stay out very much longer than Dale Brooks did. I think Dale Brooks just had a really good pit stop, was able to get him out there in front of Stephen Hayes, but Stephen Hayes just had the better long lasting setup. As you see, Stephen Hayes taking the white flag one more time around the track. Nothing can stop it now. The next flag we see is going to be a checkered flag. As William Brown's doing his best to try to stay on that lead lap as Stephen Hayes comes through turns 4 again. Stephen Hayes is going to be your winner tonight. Dale Brooks is going to come home second place. Mike Hayes third. David Holsey just cruising along, and he's going to cruise to a 4th place finish. Good finish for Dave Halsey. DJ Honeycutt's going to be in finish 5th. William Brown coming around turns 3 and 4, coming through the tri-oval. He's going to finish in 6th place. Donnie Honeycutt 7th. Brian Britz 8. 9 is going to go to Don Blazer. 10 is Jason Schilling. 11, Steve Gerber. 12th is Michael Thorpe. 13th is going to go to Jeffrey Weimer. Chuck Cobb is 14th. Austin McGill is 15th. Justin LeBlanc 16th. Ricky Hudgens is going to finish us out in 17th position.
Good racing out there tonight.
Good racing. As you see, Stephen Hayes getting his congratulations from Dale Brooks. A little tap on the back. And Stephen Hayes and Mike Hayes, Lazy Lizards, doing some burnouts out there. Jason Schilling decided not to go out there and celebrate with the team. All right, so that is gonna end. That's gonna end Stephen Hayes' engine right there, as we've seen it blow up on him at the end there after doing his celebratory. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there so that we can have something to look at while we go through these interviews. But man, what a great race that we had here. Let me go ahead and look. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the 3rd place finisher tonight. We started up front. He's led some lap, had a really good car, and he's gonna bring home a 3rd place finish. Man, Mike Hayes, Mike Lester Booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a great race y'all put on tonight. You had a really good car up front. You and Michael Thorpe put on some really good racing up there for the lead for, I don't know, about 10 laps before you were able to get the advantage over him. And then he was going to come back and challenge you a little bit later on. Man, really good racing, really tight racing, man. Tell us what your view of out there was.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say congratulations to Steven, because he ran a hell of a race. That was pretty incredible.
Hell of a race. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah, very proud. That was tough to handle these cars in this kind of a weather. They were loose as a son of a gun. But yeah, it was fun there racing Thorpe at the beginning. I had a good short run car. I didn't have anything for a long run. I just got way too loose in the long run. I just had to baby the car around the track after about 30 laps or so, it seemed like. But yeah, I felt like I was about equal with Dale there for a while, but that was about it. I had no match for Steven. He was on another level.
Yeah, Steven definitely had the longer run. Now, were y'all running the same setups, or did you choose to go to
that's the thing that pissed me off the most, because we were running the same setups, and I couldn't figure out how to use it. It made me mad.
Well, every setup does not drive the same way for every driver. I've learned that. I used to get setups from Jeff Weimer back in the day, and I just couldn't run those setups. He could run them fast, and I couldn't run them at all. But setups do make a big difference, but you got to be, drivers got to match the setup.
Yeah, I just didn't have the long run setup for tonight, I guess.
But hey, you had a setup good enough to come home 3rd place, which is not too shabby. I mean, I know you'd want, 1st or 2nd, go up there and be 1st or 2nd with your brother. But man, great race you put on tonight. Let me find out, where are we going next? I believe we're going to go to the next race we have, because we're off this week, and then we're going to go to, I think,
Nashville.
Nashville. I think it's Nashville that we're going to go to. Charlotte. No, Iowa. Xfinity cars will be going to Iowa. No, can't be. Okay, I think the schedule is messed up, because
we ran
Iowa last week. Yeah, we're going to Nashville Super Speedway in 2 weeks. So, how you liking your chances over there?
I think I raced a few races last season or last year. I haven't had too much practice there, so I'm not 100% sure. But as always, we'll give it a hell of a try.
There you go. There you go. All right, man. Well, before we let you go back down to the Lazy Lizard and celebrate with your team, man, who give a shout out to tonight?
Shout out to Steve for sure. First of all, shout out to you guys for broadcasting it. Shout out to Global for having these races. They're always a blast to run. Whether it doesn't matter what track, they're always seems to be every race so far seems to be, like you said, a show. And they've been fun to drive.
Every week, you guys put on a great show. With some of them have some drama, some of them just go straight out, just good, clean racing. Like last week, we had the closest finish we've ever had. Tonight, we have only one caution, so there's a lot of racing going on the track, man. Not but proud of you guys out there.
Yeah, I think everybody raced as clean as they could. It was hard to keep it clean with those loose cars, but I think everyone did a really good job handling all those tons of guns.
Okay. Well, man, congratulations once again on your third place finish, man. Good team finishes tonight. Man, we look forward to talking to you next or in a couple weeks at Nashville Super Speedway. It's a fun track, and I know you're gonna love it. Man, but congratulations once again, and we will talk to you later.
All right.
Nice finish there, Mike.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys.
All right. That was Michael Hayes, your third place finisher tonight. We're going to bring up the runner-up position, the man who put on a great show. Hold on. Is he? Yep, I got him up here. All right, the one that he put on a really great show. Came up one spot short than what he wanted to, but put on a good show nonetheless. Dale Brooks, Mike Lester in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you guys, again, let me first of all say congratulations. You guys put on another great show here in this Xfinity cars on Xfinity series. Man, one caution. You can't beat that. You guys put on a really great show. Congratulations on your runner-up position. Man, tell us a little bit of how the racing was out there.
It was good. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Stephen Hayes for winning the race. And this is 100% just an excuse, but I forgot to save my setup that I worked on earlier. So I built the setup in like 20 minutes before the race. But again, that's my fault and a complete excuse. Stephen Hayes was a class of the field tonight, blazing long run speed. So super congratulations to him. Congratulations to Michael Hayes, who finished third. And man, the racing, geez, Mike, this track, not fun to drive with the Xfinity car at all.
Yeah, well, y'all were making it look easy out there, man. Because I didn't see. I mean, besides Thorpe's 3 or 4 self spins back there, and then finally getting taken out by the water cannons. Other than that, I think there wasn't a lot of slipping and sliding out there.
Oh, I don't know. My tail feather was shaking all over the place on the exit sometimes.
Well, you guys did a great job of masking it for the cameras, because I've seen a couple of times somebody got a little loose coming out of the turns on it later in the runs. But y'all put on a great show, man. And every week y'all come out here and y'all just put on a phenomenal. You're always up front unless something happens. Tonight you had a really good race, a really good clean race. 0X, I'm imagining.
Yes, thank God.
I think a lot of people out there had some 0Xs, so it was a really good race. Man, like I said, you guys just put on a great show week in and week out, and I couldn't be any more prouder than broadcasting y'all, and also being part of Global Racing, man. Y'all are one of the greatest drivers that we have up here today.
It's definitely this Xfinity League and the truck league too, Mike. I think the truck racing this year has been leaps and bounds better than everybody's just improving. So the truck races this year have been great, and this is supposed to be we're bumping up series here, so this is supposed to be the cream of the crop of the guys in Global, and we should be doing this every week, right? We should be able to go out and not have a bunch of cautions, but huge shout out to every driver in the Xfinity series. We ran a great race. It was probably a little boring for the fans. Hopefully not. I think long run racing, pit strategy, and all that's amazing. I think it's awesome racing. I know the fans probably want a little more side by side racing, which is always fun to watch. But I think it shows everybody cares about their craft and they really put the time in, and it shows.
Oh, yeah, it definitely shows that you guys out there. One caution, Charlotte is a very tricky track. People don't understand how fast Charlotte is, and the faster your track is, the more likely you're going to make a mistake. You like you said, your car was loose all night long. Your back end wanted to slip out, so you got to be up on that steering wheel. People just they don't know because y'all make it look so easy how easy it is for those cars to slip out, and for y'all to only have one caution night. Great freaking job.
Yeah, I mean, look at Michael Thorpe. He's like one of the highest I-rating guys in the league, and he spun out multiple times, and he's a great driver. It's just these cars are difficult, and if your setup's not set for the way you're driving it, you're gonna have a rough night. You can't abuse those rear tires. If you slide them too much early in the run, you're gonna struggle for the rest of the run. You're never gonna recuperate. So.
Yeah, I think I commented on that. I think I said I think he has a blowout on his tire, and he needs to get 4 fresh tires because he just is like once that back gets wore out and you have no grip back there, the car you can't drive that car.
Yeah. Huge shout out to you guys too, Eddie Sproul for I don't know if he was in the booth or not. I couldn't watch the broadcast, but he might have been in the booth with you. And also for Race Control, appreciate that. I know it's time out of his day to do that. Appreciate you, Mike, for the broadcast as well. Like I said, without broadcasting, it's just not as fun. I mean, obviously, we still like racing, but to be able to go back and watch and watch everything is always amazing. So, big shout out to you guys. Really appreciate what you guys do.
Appreciate it. No, good finish for you tonight too.
All right.
Appreciate it, Eddie.
Man. Well,
and then I'll just give a quick shout out always to my family, my mom and dad. They're in Ireland right now. They're probably asleep because of the time difference, but I'm sure they will watch the race. My brother, my sister, my kids. Huge shout out to Blazing Fools Racing, Chuck Cobb, Jeff Weimer, Don Blazer, and David Halsey. Halsey came home fourth, so really good run for him. Jeff has a medical issue. His arms are falling asleep, so he had to cut it short, but he was having a decent run as well. And Chuck ended up parking it because he blew his engine, I think, or whatever, hurt the car pretty bad, hitting the inside wall. But pretty good run for Blazing Fools Racing. And just, again, thanks to you guys so much. And thanks to all the drivers in the league.
Okay, so one last question. Next week we're off for Father's Day, but when we come back here in 2 weeks, we're going to be at Nashville Super Speedway, man. How are you liking your chances over there?
But I will save my setup this time, Mike. I will put in the practice, and hopefully, I like Nashville as a track. I think it's going to be fun in the Xfinity cars. These cars got a lot of horsepower, so you have to manage that horsepower, getting back on the gas smoothly, braking smoothly. I like those type of tracks. I think I do well at rhythm tracks, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, there you go. Dale Brooks, man, congratulations on your runner-up position. Man, we look forward to talking to you here in 2 weeks at Nashville Super Speedway.
All right, Mike, you guys have a great night. You too, Eddie.
Oh, you too, Dale.
All right, there you go. We're going to send him back down to General, and he can find his way around. So now the next man in line, the man who was able to have the best long run setup out of everybody, was able to outlast Dale Brooks, Mike Hayes. Your winner for tonight, Stephen Hayes, Mike Lester in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy. How you doing, Mike?
Man, doing just great, man. Watched a really good race out here in Charlotte, man. And you guys, I mean, you as Dale Brooks put it, you were just the class act of the field, and you had the best long run setup, and you took a full advantage of that, only having one caution. The race pretty much just fell the way you wanted to go with your setup because nobody had that long run setup. So, man,
right.
So I mean, the strategy was perfect. Just drive as far as you can. Got a little worried when you stayed out a lot longer than Michael Thorpe did, but realizing Michael Thorpe still needed to pit again.
Yeah, he pit a little. He pit way too early.
But let's go back to that first green flag pit stop. You come 2 laps or 3 laps after Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes comes in, and you come back in there, and Dale Brooks goes by you. Mike Hayes is right there beside you. At all was you? Did you panic? Say, "Oh, I had a really bad pit stop. These guys just ruined my 6 second lead over I had on them."
Yeah. So it kind of got to me a little bit how Dale Brooks, kind of got 2 seconds ahead. I was like, how could that happen? But I just stayed calm, run my line, did not try to push at all. If you haven't noticed that, but I just ran my race. I ran my line, and that brought good things for me tonight. So.
Oh, we were definitely watching you and Dale Brooks and the 99 there, pretty much all night long. That's where all the racing was. There was a lot of racing in the back, but when it all said and done, all the racing was done up there in the front between you and Brooks and Hayes and Thorpe. And
Yeah.
that. So we definitely was watching, man. That was great race you did tonight, along with Dale Brooks and Mike Hayes and Dave Halsey. All y'all had really good cars, and you had really good finishes. How was the racing in your view tonight? I mean, you got the race side by side with multiple cars. You jumped up 8 or 9 spots from your starting.
Yeah.
position.
So I had a pretty terrible qualifying, so I knew I would have to work it. But I didn't try to push it too early. I didn't want to have any accidents early on. But so Michael Hayes and Michael Thorpe got ahead, and they were battling super hard. So I knew if I just held back, I could catch up to them, which I eventually did. I caught up to Thorpe. We had a good little battle for 4 or 5 laps. Passed him then. I can't remember if we had a caution or if we had a green flag stop. I think it was a caution, right?
Yeah, it was a caution.
Yeah, so we had the caution.
Okay.
We had the caution, and then what was it? I think Thorpe and Michael were battling again, and then I pulled ahead of them. I got my 2-second lead on them. Thorpe looked like he was struggling pretty hard tonight. I hope, hopefully he's not too hard on himself, but so he fell back, and then it was pretty much me.
We're still waiting on Thorpe to get out of the infield care center.
Yeah, right. But yeah, after that it was basically me, Dale, and Michael. It was kind of our race, and then yeah, so we had that green flag pit stop. I fell behind. I try to not let that get to my head, but yeah, I just ran my race. The car felt super great all night. Never got loose, never got tight. It was just perfect for me. So I'm super happy. I was glad to race with all of those guys. Lazy Lizard, they were super fun to race with tonight.
Yeah, Lazy Lizard definitely had a good race tonight. First, you win the race. Michael Hayes coming in third, and I do believe Jason Schilling had a top 10. Yeah, he finished 10th. So good showing for you and your teammates there.
Yep. Yeah, Jason was struggling with some pedals, so I'm sure if he had that figured out, he probably could have got a top 5 too.
Yeah, he was probably still complaining about it not being Chicago.
Yep, heard that one all night.
But man, congratulations once again on a race well raced, well driven. Man, we're going to Nashville Super Speedway in 2 weeks from today, having next week off for Father's Day, man. What are you liking your chances over there in Nashville Super Speedway?
I like Nashville. Nashville's a good track. I think I got a good shot at getting top 3 again. But you'll see what happens when you get to the day. But just a lot of practice will get you there. So that's what I gotta look forward to. A lot of practice.
Well, there you go. All right, man. Well, before we send you back down to celebrate with the rest of the guys there, man, who can we give a shout out to tonight?
Global Racing Esports Network. Michael Lester up in the booth. I'm sure you put on a good show for us, for the fans.
Well, I try to.
Yeah, you always do good. Shout out Dale Brooks. Fortunately, he didn't have a good long run car, but he stuck it out, got a second place, which is great. He's super kind to me, giving me things, which I appreciate that. Michael Hayes, he pulled off a top 3 tonight, 3rd place. The rest of the guys in the pack, just had a blast. Looking forward to do it at Nashville.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hayes, and congratulations once again for coming home the winner tonight, man. We look forward to talking to you next in a couple of weeks at Nashville Super Speedway, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Nice win, Steven.
Love you, Mom.
All right, there you go. All right, and he decides to leave himself before I can. No, that's fine. I like kicking people. I like doing that stuff. But it's good, but man, Eddie, man, before we sign off, man, it was just a great race. Like Dale Brooks said, sometimes it's not exciting for the fans to be watching it, especially when they get such a long green flag and it gets strung out and there's not a lot of racing going on. But for them drivers, man, it was something they could be proud of. One caution out of 137 laps. That's something to hang your head on at the end of the day.
Exactly. It was a lot of good racing out there, even in the backpack and middle.
Exactly. Well, man,
Everybody did a great job tonight.
Yes, sir. I agree with that 100%. And we look forward to being back at it in 2 weeks with the Xfinity race. But before we get to the Xfinity race in 2 weeks, Thursday, we're going to have the new ARCA season is coming back with the new host, or sorry, not the new host, but the new members and the leadership over there in at the ARCA. We'll bring one of them up now here. We're going to bring up DJ Honeycutt, the new one of the co-owners or co-presidents of the new ARCA series. DJ Honeycutt, Mike Lester booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, man. Well, we're about to sign off, and I seen you down there, and I was about to talk Thursday. Let's tell the audience what we got on tap for them on Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday we're starting our new season, 2022 season 3 for ARCA. We got a few new drivers, and we got a new schedule. So we're running Kansas. I think it's 70 laps, and yeah, we're just ready to get this thing going. Maybe I'll get another championship. That I'm super excited to be, me and Mike taking over and just trying to make it our own a little bit and want a little more variety. So we got intermediates, we got short tracks, we got super speedways, we got a dirt track, and we got a road course. So I think we can get more variety than that. But yeah, it should be super fun. I can't wait.
There you go. So I appreciate you coming up here, and man, congratulations on a top 5 finish tonight in Xfinity. Only your second race, man. You've been showing up in all 3 series. You're leading over there in the truck series, and man, I just want to congratulate you on a job well done. You're taking over more responsibility, ownership over teams, ownership over the series. Man, I just appreciate everything you do for global racing, man.
And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you for everything you do as well, and giving me the opportunity to show I can lead a little bit instead of just racing.
There you go. All right, well, we're going to send you back down so you can talk with the guys down there in the winner circle, and we'll look to see you in a couple weeks.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, so Thursday, ARCA Series. Tune back in to Global Racing Esports Network. It's the only place you can see Xfinity and ARCA. 2 weeks from Sunday, a week from Sunday, the trucks are going to be back at Performance Motor Network at Nashville Super Speedway as well. So don't forget to tune into that. Again, I want to thank Butt Kicker for coming on board and being our sponsor for this year for the Xfinity and the trucks. Look forward to having multiple seasons with you guys. Hopefully we can get y'all still some butt kickers. But for Global Racing Esports Network, also I want to thank my special guest tonight, Eddie Sprouse, for coming up here and keeping me company and also doing race control. Thank you, Eddie. For Global Racing Esports Network, I'm Mike Lester, and for Eddie Sprouse, good night.